we need to come up with probably a name for the podcast when it's just you and I.
The Pepper Duo.
All right, this is a Pepper Duo podcast this week. No Joe.
No.
He's slacking, mate. Absolutely slacking.
He is. It basically came down to we were going to do it yesterday, and Joe's old, so we thought he might be a bit crypt keepy if he got to the 10 o'clock kind of time. It's a little bit past his bedtime. And to be honest, I was with him about 10 o'clock last night. Would have been a good pod.
No. Was he not vibing? Was he not vibing after that fantastic England performance, mate?
No, he enjoyed the match, but he was looking a bit worse for wear in it.
Oh, okay.
But the only way to describe it is, this won't make sense to the listeners, but it makes sense to you. He turned into Grenville by about 10 o'clock.
Whoa.
He looked like Grenville and everything, which is very cool.
That's much
very
older spooky, maybe.
It's very spooky, if you'd say. Some would say that's very spooky. Very spooky.
Yeah, this week's a little bit messed up with the whole 2 bank holiday weeks. We're on a Wednesday instead of a Tuesday. So it's all up in the air right now. I feel flustered.
It does. It feels weird. And I must admit, because Lissy, she's not at work Friday or Monday, as obviously you just said. It's Easter.
Yeah.
And then she's with me in Philly, so she's only in Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. And then the week after, she'll be back on the Tuesday. She's in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it's all little weeks. she's got those 4 3-day weeks. Because I had that as well with some weird holiday stuff, which has been quite nice, to be honest. But hey, you gotta get it while you can, mate. I've seen those people do those calendars where if you take off this is very.
This is so corporate.
It's very corporate.
Very British corporate as well, because Americans don't get holiday days.
And I don't.
No, that's what I was going to say. Are you working Friday?
Yeah, I'm working Friday.
Oh, of course you are.
Because obviously, with the animals and stuff, we just can't stop.
There's no days
have
off.
To deliver. There's no days off.
Yeah.
We don't get that. Yeah. But no, there's ways in which you can take off every certain days where you end up with 5-day weeks, every 3 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah.
But hey, I don't know what I'm on about because I don't really live that life.
Nah, it's all right. And I wouldn't want to do it anyway because it's using your 25-day allowance to make 50 days, but making your 50 days around when everyone else is off, aka school holidays and stuff, makes it a lot more expensive and stuff to go away. So.
Yeah,
I'll stick with what I got.
Yeah, you like what you got, so it's fine.
It's all right, Situ, you know.
I'll tell you this: we've got deep into the podcast here, and we've talked about corporate stuff.
Yeah, mate.
And I've got Bruno's the type of guy that is somewhat connected to what goes down in the group chat.
Wow, I'm always connected.
It is always connected, but the Bruno, the type of guy, is not always connected. This one is. Oh. Bruno is the type of guy who would scoff at pre-made lasagna.
Oh, how dare you? That was not how that went. Yeah, that was not how that went down at all. But I like it. The for what's it called? Not comedic effect. I don't know. Mate, the big man loves lasagna. All right, you said it yourself. I'm Garfield. But no, I'll let you elaborate on that one.
Well, Lasagna Gate started late on Monday evening. So I'll tell a little story.
That was mental, to be honest.
Yeah.
What was I doing up so late?
I have no clue. That was all the way through it. I was thinking, this isn't just late for me. It's late for Bruno. And I have a reason to be up. Yeah. And then I was like, and the boys, it's actually 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's actually dinner time. In my head, I wasn't questioning that it was their dinner they were making. It was lunch or something in my head. I don't know. And the boys we're referring to is obviously the 4th and 5th Peppercorn. You can make the decision who's 4th and who's 5th. But it is WWE's Elton Prince and Kit Wilson on the eve of WrestleMania. Hopefully they get a WrestleMania moment or two. But in the group chat, the Peppercorn boys, Joe and I are on our way back from the Coyote Ugly. We did Monday Nitro in Coyote Ugly in Cardiff. We were wrestling a match. We had a big 6-man. It was all right, actually. Good turnout. And I'll tell you what, Bruno, you need to visit that one because the one in Swansea...
Oh, it was a different one. Oh, right. Oh, I didn't click. Of course it was Cardiff. Yeah, of course. I clicked that you were in Cardiff because you were trying to find a cheeky little Shake Shack, but it didn't click that wasn't the one from before.
Yeah, no, it was Cardiff. They got huge.
Wales, 2 Coyote Uglies, 2 Franklin and Bash is what they called. Tim Hortons.
They got 2 Tim Hortons, 2 Coyote Uglies. They got no Hooters, and they got 1 Watson and Pratt's or whatever we call it. Millets and Cheddar. That's what this podcast is called. It's Millets and Cheddar.
Yeah, Millets and Cheddar, yes. The Franklin, because we alluded last week, I edit the podcast and I listened to it way too much. And Margaret Franklin Margaret Franklin Doreen came up so much last week that all I was thinking was Franklin and Bash. So it's stuck in my head.
Franklin and Bash, is that the one that's got like Zach Morrison?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I feel like, was that on the USA Network? And when we used to watch Raw?
I think so. I don't think I've ever seen it. I think it was a Poor Man's Suits, and it took me a while to watch Suits, and I've never regretted not starting that as when I did.
I've never watched Suits, but I always think of Franklin and Bash being a poor man's Suits, like you said. But no,
sorry,
we wrestled
let's go back to
it was good. What I liked about it is with Swansea, the high street in Swansea is not that busy compared to Cardiff. It's a much bigger city. But on a Monday night, particularly, it was very empty. Whereas Cardiff was absolutely heaving. And obviously, this is the night before Cardiff had. This was the night before the big Welsh game.
Yeah, of course it was.
So they were prepping for that. So there was a lot of cones out ready for the next
day.
Yeah. It was in the city centre. When you go into a mall, in the mall, and there's a utility centre, where we saw Parkway and WWE.
Utility Arena, yeah.
That's the one. It's literally out the other end of the mall. Like if you go through John Lewis, for example, there's a load of, you have the restaurants.
Yeah.
It's right at the end. You can see it, and you just walk down the street.
So that night, we were real close to going in a Coyote Ugly bar.
Very, very close.
Oh, that would have been so good.
Yeah, going backstage at a WWE event or going to Coyote Ugly. These are the questions we have to make.
It's going backstage and then bringing Kelly and Lou.
Rey Mysterio to Coyote Ugly.
Yeah,
that's me. They're celebrating a good tour, and I'm like, hey, Rey Mysterio, do you want to go to the Coyote Ugly saloon?
He would have been down. You know that.
Yeah, no doubt. But on the way walking down, I saw so many food shops, and it was one of these situations where I was clocking all the food, but I wasn't hungry pre-show, and also in wrestling, little bit sus to have a burrito before a show just because of the amount of slamming and.
Yeah, you don't want to blow out your back doors, you don't
blow out your back doors. I'll blow off your back door. It sounds like Michael Caine. I'll blow the doors off.
That's good. I like that.
Stop throwing those bloody spears at me. We go in there and it's we're 2.5 hours before, maybe even 3 hours before doors, and we were late.
Yeah.
We didn't know about what match we were in until about 40 minutes before the doors.
Hey,
and we were first match, so we were another hour.
Yeah.
But in case 4.5 hours.
Indie wrestling.
We were just, we were in Coyote Ugly upstairs. And there's nowhere you can go. And eventually we did the match, whatever. As soon as the match finished, I was out that back door. And I went to, you'll like this, because I went to the bouncer. Hey, big man, when I come back, can you let me in the back door? And he's like, yeah, no worry, bruv. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, can I bring a burrito back? And he was like, absolutely not. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. He's like, we do not eat anything outside the establishment that isn't Coyote Ugly food. I was like, okay. His bouncer is next to him with a kebab.
Why didn't you give the cuisine a go?
I don't know. I didn't trust it. I'm going to be honest. If you ever see the tables in there, it makes you question what the maybe calories think.
All right.
It's a bit of a sticky. It's a sticky establishment. I'll say that.
Sticky
but I ended up with the Five Guys. That's where it's going.
Nice. Hey.
There's no real payoff other than Joe missed out.
Yeah, did Joe not go as well?
I rang him from Five Guys and I was like, I couldn't find you. And then he was like, oh, don't worry, I'm just watching the show. And I was like, cool. And then he never ate. And then he went home and never ate.
Yeah, the big man can just can survive on a Slim Jim. We know that. When you said that you were going to Five Guys, I thought your match was done. You wanted to get out of there, so you just went to Five Guys and you were leaving at that point. And then it really confused me when you were still there.
No, it was. We were match 1. I was in Five Guys by midway through match 2. I got changed. I would be
that's a night.
And then I got back at interval, which was like 2 matches later or a match later. And then I got talking to another wrestler who wasn't on the show; he was just watching. So I missed all of interval, and then I went upstairs, and Joe was sat there, and he was like, "Where have you been?" I was like, well, this is it. And he was very hungry on the way home, and he got very tired. So
yeah, I can
which
imagine.
brings us back to where we are right now.
Yeah. So about midnight, half midnight. Lou put in the group, didn't he, with the voice notes exchange. That is, if you think whenever the Brothers All do a wrestling gig, there's one person in that group chat that gags for a voice note, a breakdown of it, and that is old Sammy boy. But yeah, so you're breaking down that, and then Lou just popped in out of the blue and said, "Mate, like, what temperature do you do you cook a lasagna at, bruv?"
Yeah, bruv. He thinks he's Billy Goat these days. I say he thinks he's Billy Goat. I think he's more bruv than potential bruv.
I think he is. I think he's the king of Essex already.
King of Essex. I'll say I wrestled both of them, and they both seem very Essex to me. No, yeah, he was cooking lasagna, but the minute he even brought it up, I was laughing because I could hear you scream. Because I had done like a voice note, Sam had messaged. There was another voice note. Then there was another voice note which involved the lasagna, and within 3 seconds of that voice note, Lou had mentioned the lasagna 3 seconds in. Bruno's already starting a voice note. I reckon he hadn't even finished listening to it.
Yeah,
he was scrambling for his phone.
when you replied to that voice note, you said, "I can only imagine what Bruno's doing." You were pretty much 99% right. I wasn't scoffing to get like I can't remember what you said. You were like, "You're making." I can't remember, but it was. But I definitely was scrambling because I wanted to help my boy out. You know, like I knew it was late for him, so he was like, "Oh, it needs to be quite an urgent thing." But yeah. We did that, and then I might have put a sly dig in there, but it wasn't meant as a dig. It was meant as just 2 options. All right, just 2 options.
I just couldn't stop laughing because one of your voice notes actually made me laugh. You were like,
"Oh, thanks,"
kind of pulling apart some of my voice note, essentially like how overdramatic I am at coughing, things like this. But I was getting a laugh, but I couldn't get it out quick enough. Once he brought lasagna, I'm like, knowing you as long as I have, I was just like, oh my god, he's just hit his sweet spot. He has to respond. He's cooking a lasagna, not from full scratch. Because I consider buying a Domeo sauce and some pieces of pasta sheets. I would consider that. I would present that to people in my house and say, I've made this from scratch.
I've made this, yeah. I'll give that from scratch. The only thing that I've done more than that is just make the sauce from scratch, but that's because I prefer my sauce. But the I haven't made pasta from scratch with it yet, which I definitely need.
That's true.
I also make my own bechamel as well, of course.
Of course you would. Of course. That makes sense.
But no, I'll give that. Back in the day, I would have said the same.
Yeah.
But
I don't like lasagna. I just want to say that.
You and Joe definitely don't like lasagna. Joe doesn't like it because it made him ill one time. And hey. For someone, I'm not going to get close to the mic because I did blow it out last time. For someone that says they don't like lasagna, you sure did scoff down a lot of it when I made it.
Well, I'll say this. I think Joe felt sick on pizza roll. You remember pizza roll-ups or something?
Yeah.
They were like little. He got sick after them, so I think he don't trust anything that's like tomato based. So like he's not a big fan of a spag bowl. Whereas I love a spag bowl, which doesn't make sense that I wouldn't like a lasagna. But something about lasagna just feels a bit grotty. Like your one though, I will eat that 4 times out of the week. Do you know what I mean? Like 4 times out of 7, I would have that every night. I would end my existence if I ate it 4 times a week. But I would. It's that good. But as far as people get the oven ones, from like a freezer or like the, I wouldn't ever choose to do that.
Hey, are you scoffing at pre-made lasagnas then? By the sounds of it, so Scott is the type of guy that scoffs at a pre-made lasagna.
Yeah, realistically, it's me just reflecting onto you. I'm trying to make it seem like you're the bad guy, but I can't deal with it. I think it's just because I know you would have such an opinion on the process of the cooking.
Yeah, you definitely weren't wrong in that, but no, at that point I was rushing to my phone to give him the 2 options of how I would cook one from scratch and one from the package. But yeah, he didn't. He thought I was having a little jab at him, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe,
it was funny.
It did make me laugh. And I'll tell you what is, like you said, anytime the brothers all wrestle, and we're indie takers, so we wrestle like 3 times a year. Saying that, I think we've actually wrestled more matches than Pretty Deadly this year, but I'm just saying.
Wow, that's some shade.
Yeah. But is it though? Because the pay scale is so different.
Yeah.
So maybe...
Hey, work smarter, not harder.
Work less, paid more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We work less, paid less. That's how we do it. Every time we do it, a voice notes back and forth in the group is what keeps me awake on the long, long journeys. So,
true.
It is, it is a big part of our wrestling lives is discussing wrestling, post-wrestling. And they do it the same after their SmackDowns or, Royal Rumbles or WrestleManias or big-time things they do, as opposed to Coyote Ugly Saloon. I feel like there should have been more stories from that Coyote Ugly show, and I feel like there was, but I'm just thinking...
Yeah. What was... Sorry, go for it.
No, they started singing at the end. I'll tell you what did annoy me, though. And Joe said it sounded like a Family Guy skit. Was I came back from Five Guys, the interval started, so I thought I'd walk through the back of the crowd just to the bar to actually get a drink. Because, fizzy drink. I didn't get one from Five Guys. Those Cajun chips with the big juicy burger. And I'm throwing out there, Five Guys is the best burger, I think. Five Guys is the best burger.
All right. I'm not going to argue with you. It's definitely like top 3 for me. I don't. It is, yeah. It's tough.
Yeah. But I went to the bar and one of the coyotes obviously was gonna. She came over and the only way to describe it. And again, if you're just listening to this, go to YouTube. The Peppercorn Boys, great thumbnails. I'll always bring it up. By the way, was watching it on the TV the other day. And he even said their thumbnails are so good. Anyway,
thank you.
She was doing this. Yeah, what do you want? What do you want, hun? And I went,
yeah.
Can I get a Diet Coke? And she goes, what'd you say? And I went, a Diet Coke. And she goes, yeah, no worries. She disappears. Half or full? Half or full? And I was like, I'll have a full one. She goes, ice? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, cool. She disappears. The other one slides in. You've been served? And I was like, yeah. And then the other one comes back. She goes, what did you want? I was like... And this is what my internal thing says. Stop dancing. I want to die.
They can't.
And they can't.
It's rule.
They can't stop dancing. It was like a Family Guy skit. Like, I was deteriorating with like the salt. And I was now like on the sticky bar. She was dancing over the top of my head. And I was like, please get me a Diet Coke.
Mate, you could have got the most expensive refillable drink in the world from Five Guys and like filled your beak, mate.
It's because in my head I was thinking I would do that, but I can't bring it back to the show and I don't want to neck it.
Yeah,
because this bouncer was being such a prude.
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't have been able to bring a drink back. That's for sure.
I tell you what, I did question though, buying Joe a burger and bringing it back, but hiding it in my hoodie pouch, like my little kangaroo pouch. The only thing that stopped me was, could you imagine if I got to the door and he said, "You're not bringing food in, are you?" And he found it. Like, I don't know if I would ever. He reaches into my pouch. He's like, "What's this?" And he's got the little tin foil, and I'm like, "It's a burger."
He's bought himself a bag of burgers, is he?
I can't get back in to get my bags or anything.
That's harsh.
You've got to do a run in. I can't get in.
That's harsh. Oh god. What was this? I'm trying to think of the bar manager's name in Coyote Ugly. Why has that eluded me again?
They did have one of these. She was about 5'11", 6 foot, tattoos, very stern. Told people to stop every now and then.
Oh, so she wasn't as cool as the Swansea one.
No, the Swansea one was nuts. She was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only downside. I think the staff was cooler in Swansea because these ones would stop dancing in Cardiff to even do a drink.
The vibe was better in Cardiff, though.
Yeah, it's huge. I sent you a video. But the Swansea one, the ring was in the corner. It's about a third of the size. I think you'd love it. I think we need to go. But it was so close to like the Utility Arena and the Principality, so it felt so enclosed.
I'll come for the your next outing.
Yeah. Talking of driving, by the way, this is just for you. I don't have my car. My car's not on the property.
Oh no.
Yeah. What do you reckon's happened?
Couple 1-2 tires gone again?
2 tires. I need 2 new backs. And brake pads.
Oh god.
The ABS is on as well.
Wow.
Mate,
what do you reckon, when does it become like, damn it, what's that saying?
Damage limitations. Do I need to cut the loose? Do you know what I mean? Like, do I need to run away?
Do you need to cut that loose, or do you like when do we start looking at the car? Maybe not the issue.
I know what you're saying. You're saying the roads.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, the roads.
I appreciate it. It's not me.
Yeah, the roads.
No, I'll say this. Nothing actually happened to them. I was actually you'll be impressed. I was getting proactive, so I changed 2 tires that were bad in January. And the people said to me, they had a little look and they said, your brake pads are...
So you're being safe. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, and they said your back tyres are very close, like I'd say 6 weeks away. So 6 weeks later, I rang him up and I said, can I change those back tyres and my brake pads? So really, I've been proactive.
That's very good.
But if I'm on this podcast in 3 weeks' time and one of them has been popped, it's my fault because they're brand new tyres.
Yeah, and it's just your luck, isn't it?
It's just my luck. I'm always the last to know.
Last to know.
I was gonna go.
Wow, you did it. I was debating it, but I didn't. How much does that setting you back?
Here's the cool thing, and you'll be chuffed with this. I didn't ask for a quote.
Oh, look at you, big man.
Yeah, I'm walking into danger.
Wow.
I'm walking into danger zone.
You can tell someone's got a SeatGeek deal now, yeah.
You get that TBA wrestling. No, I'll say this though. If I'm on next week's pod, I'll give you an update on how badly they saw me. They get such good work from me. I'm there all the time. You know, they know me when I walk in. I throw my keys, they say,
you're a good worker, aren't you? Yeah.
Well, they know I'm bad with my car, at least. And I'm there a lot, so I give them a good work. And I mean, since I moved to Wales, this place is very good. I don't know if it's because everyone in Wales gets free a lot of tyres because it's just tracks. He's like, how much do you want to spend on it? I was like, 40 quid. He's like, all right. So it's a bit like that. Whereas, and again, that could be the reason my tyres keep popping.
Yeah, probably.
But they're very good to me. But this is the only occasion where I didn't agree anything. So, for example, if their business is down in a minute, they've got me over the barrel here because they've got my car and I haven't said a word. So if they say, 560 quid, I'm going to go, why have you done that?
I'll give you an update in 2 weeks because my car is going in. Fun story. After midnight tonight, I don't have my car for like 5 days because Big Man left it a bit too late to book his MOT. So it's not until next week. So it runs out at midnight tonight. So obviously I'm responsible and not driving over the weekend until I need to drive to a place. But on the subject of brake pads and stuff, I'm getting 4 new brake pads, 4 new discs.
4 new tyres?
Not 4 new tyres. I don't think, touch wood. But that's already a pretty penny in itself. Yeah,
that would be the expense of me getting all my tyres done and the whole chassis fixed.
I think that would probably be the expense of buying your car, maybe.
I didn't like
that wasn't meant to come out. That wasn't the way that you think. It did, and that's definitely Bruno's the type of guy. But no, it wasn't. A Tory.
He basically just outbuy your car.
It wasn't that, but they're about. It's about 1,200-1,300 quid, and that's without the other stuff that I'm having done.
I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, definitely buy my car. He definitely gonna cover. Oh my god! I tell you what, though, when I dropped it off, there was a lorry driver in there just chatting up the people in there. You know, they just hang out for a bit. And this was the morning of the Baltimore Bridge situation.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and that is crazy. Like, because he was talking about it. He was like, he didn't just this crate thing didn't just nick the side of the panel. It was just 100% center. And I think it's the longest bridge in America that has one running beam. Like it's not separated in any way. It's one permanent piece, which again is probably why structurally wasn't as sound. Yeah. But that's awful, that thing. But why I bring it up is we talked a lot about that film with thingy, and I can't remember the film, The World's End or whatever it was called.
The Obama film.
We did a lot on the podcast about it. If you remember.
No, we did. Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World Behind.
Yeah,
we even
yeah.
had a title named after it.
We did.
In it.
That's what I was racking my brain back.
And the conspiracies could be like a good conspiracy on it is
Yeah.
in the film, a crate shipping.
A freighter cargo ship, whatever you want to be.
Crashed into something. But it was going to, there's more to this now. They've added more to it. The ship on the thing was called the White Lion.
Mm.
And this one was going to Sri Lanka, which the flag has a white lion.
Yeah.
The Obamas know something, but I'll tell you who else knows something. Ryan Garcia. Have you watched the thing I sent in the group right before this? One of his deleted tweets during his craze, he wrote, 26th of March, something bad's going to happen in Maryland, Baltimore. That was one of his tweets.
Way. Wow.
And he also had, I think it's June 6th, bad earthquake, and another one. But he reposted it today because someone made a TikTok about it. He reposted it and said, he said something crazy, like, it's not me speaking, it's God through me. I knew all this stuff, that's why I put it out there, but these tweets were being deleted by not me or my people. They were being deleted as quick as I was putting them up. But people screenshot them as they were going up. So it's all out there.
Yeah, but why are they getting rid of the retweets then? Like, the people, like, doing...
It's very
suspect. Yeah, maybe.
I'll say way suspect, though.
That's wild. That's wild. I knew the ship stuff in Sri Lanka, but I did not know that Ryan Garcia did those tweets. That's mental. I don't
think he's the most sane man in the world, but
no, that was horrific. I'm not saying thank God because it's a travesty anyway. But what was it, like 5:30, 6 in the morning? So
yeah, less
like it wouldn't like because that mental. I don't like they even come out and said like how many people.
I think there was last time I saw it was 40 casualties, but they didn't say obviously like what happened. But obviously the services had to get out there to try and get all the these cars were just sinking and people were like in the cars. But have you seen the gravity of how big the bridge is? Because
that's terrifying. It's
like my worst nightmare.
It's
people have done these POV videos of going over that bridge before, and it's like when you're in America, like there was one outside Louisiana, and you just go up for hundreds of feet, and it's so high, and this one was like that. So, I mean, just falling out of nowhere and just landing in the sea is crazy.
Yeah, that is absolutely mental.
It's mad. A couple other things I want to bring up. I'm bearer of good news, obviously.
Yeah.
Nickelodeon Doc is on Discovery Plus now. You can watch it. Yeah,
I need to get on that.
Do you have Discovery Plus?
I'm fairly sure I do.
Yeah, it's on there now. I got told today by Lissy.
I knew it was coming on, but so I have it on my phone, and I swear it is on my TV. But we'll see. Yeah,
but instead of me sending it via Twitter.
Yeah. I was waiting for it to be on a big.
Yeah, I didn't actually watch it. I just kind of looked at it a little bit. Did you see the Josh?
You got the cliff notes.
Did you see the Josh Peck information today?
Not today, no.
Oh, hey, look, I'm like what is it? Keemstar. I'm like TMZ.
Oh, God.
I got all the information. This is from Joe, so it's not a reliable source, and this is all alleged.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because Joe threw Oprah under the bus a couple of weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, no, I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Josh Peck's wife is leaving him. I don't know if you've ever watched Josh Peck's vlogs. It's quite a big part of it, like his wife.
I did, yeah.
It's because he admitted to taking hush money last year about the whole Nickelodeon thing.
Whoa.
Allegedly. Obviously, I'm just saying that just because you have to. But yeah, so apparently he took hush money, which kind of makes sense because I feel like he started to get Drake in the vlogs and things like that, and they were getting a bit closer to kind of talking about Nickelodeon. And I wonder if Nickelodeon people reached out and said, don't do that, because I'm not saying Josh Peck knows anything, but he also accepted hush monies, allegedly.
It's all very sus. To be honest, this week has been pretty rancid, isn't it?
As far as
like
celebrity goes, yeah.
It's been mental.
We're learning a few things. They're all bad. Don't trust them, and download the Peppercorn Boys on iTunes and Spotify. That's why. That's
the only thing you can rely on is this podcast. Come on.
Yeah, and we'll give you alleged information.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
By the way, it's the way I've got a little notepad with all my information that I had to give you.
You write on paper and not your phone, so the government can't get it.
Yeah, they can't get this.
Do we know via the paper whether we're getting a giant bell?
I can't guarantee we're getting a giant bell, but they have started construction of WrestleMania, and that's why I'm wearing my WrestleMania tee.
Yeah, I did see that.
And I think next week's episode
is that the one from 10 years ago?
I don't know what this one is.
It's either it's 10 years ago or the one that I went to.
Yeah,
sorry, the one that Big Red went to.
Big Red did go to. I think it might be 34. I'm hoping this isn't 10 years old.
Might be.
Yeah, but next week's episode is going to be very travel based because I'm going to be.
It is. You're going to be giddy.
Hours away from leaving. So we'll be talking about the way the big man travels, the way he may or may not get valet parking when he goes to an airport. We'll be talking about all sorts of things. And obviously the week after, I can bring back hopefully some fun stories.
Yeah, I was hoping. Do you know what? I was truly hoping that I would get a solo not a solo podcast. Even though in the car today on the way home, I was like, I might just for S&Gs, just try and record a solo podcast and see if it what is it like, see how much of a train wreck it is. But I thought I might have got one with Joe, a Joe and I podcast. But no, you're going to be back, which is annoying.
Yeah, but in June or July or whenever I'm going away. But I'm looking to get another peppercorn on there.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's gonna be good.
My plan is to get 2 more peppercorns on the pod now.
Yeah, I want bonus peppercorns next weekend.
That would be saying that. Hey, we might get a bonus pod in from a hotel room live in Philadelphia. Who knows? We'll find out.
Who knows? Who knows?
What else?
Just keep that Bruce in the corner, all right?
Well, yeah, the Bruce, you got to watch out for the Bruce when he's in America. He's like Big Red. We call him Little Red. We don't really. And the best part is the Bruce listens to this, so he'll enjoy that one.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready for a pepper or corner.
Yeah, I'm ready too. I think I'm ready. Yeah, I do.
Do you want to go?
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go? Okay, I'll go first because it is current. It is kind of current as well. I like to be current with my peppercorns because obviously last week was the whole TikTok thing with Congress. This week, because we're about to come out of it. All right, we're about to come out of it. Okay. What do we think? Pepper or cornet?
Jesus rises on Easter. Are we going to go the same one?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah. No. Pepper or cornet, daylight saving time. Now it sounds horrific, but it's actually quite like a visceral subject to quite a lot of people.
I'm saying this. I think that's awfully close to something Joe would say.
Yeah, I know. No, he wouldn't. He'd be like, "What about the mood that daylight savings like the."
What did it create?
It's that. Mine is just like straight up pepper or cornet. Do you love it or do you hate it? Daylight saving time.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. Until this exact moment, I don't think I've ever thought about whether I love it or hate it.
All right.
I think it's fairly pointless because not every country does it. And you're just moving it back to where it was. It's just to kind of give you a little bit of light or a little bit of darkness.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I like winter when it gets dark early. I know it naturally does, but
I don't.
Yeah. You know, in England, where it gets like 4:45 and it's just pitch black, I love that. I wish it was darker longer. But
go to Iceland, mate. I know you were going to it at the start of the year.
I couldn't get there. They threw me off with lava.
That's still going as well.
I know. I don't. For me, I'm going to cornet. Just because I never really thought about it, but I don't think it's pointed. Like, there's any point in it. I think I'm pretty happy with it. Just saying.
All right.
And it confuses me because how many people get confused on work because some people don't do their clocks. Now we all have phones, so naturally it all happens. But remember when we were young, everyone had to you had to go do the microwave and stuff. Otherwise, you'd be late for work and stuff. Yeah,
that's fun. I actually like that. And your car, you always had to do the car as well.
My dad's car, notoriously, he never abided by it.
Yeah.
But you had to know what time of the year you're in, whether it was right or whether it was now wrong.
Yeah. I'm 100% corning it, but because I hate it. Whenever that clock goes back in...
hate it.
Yeah, I absolutely hate it. They go forward, sorry, because we get an extra hour this weekend. They go forward in October. And when that happens and it becomes so dark at 4 o'clock, so work, you arrive in the dark, you leave in the dark. It is Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Just for 6 months of the year until now.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like, it's pretty nice outside, which isn't like, and it looks like I'm in a very dark room with some spotlights on me, which I am. But when it gets into British summertime, clocks go back, get an extra hour of bed, and hey, those evenings start getting very long.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Because I start work early, so it's always kind of dark. But
you're going to find out.
Yeah, because there's a period of time where because I go to work like, I don't know, I leave at home 6 a.m. So there is a period where it's pitch black right through to about 7:30, 8.
Yeah.
But there's a period when it's like twilight when I get to work around 7. And that is quite nice because as opposed to pitch black when it's pouring rain and you're doing like, dealing with animals is so stressful sounding because it's dark, it's wet, it's animals, you're trying to make sure everyone's safe. But when it's light, it just makes it a little bit easier to deal with. But I don't know, I like darkness. I like driving to work in the dark. I like driving home in the dark. I like that. I don't know why.
I don't mind driving in the dark, but I prefer driving in the dark at night, if that makes sense. So this is your last week where you'll probably go to work and it won't be light. From next week, you'll be driving in the light, which is nice. But yeah, hey, for those summer evenings, apparently I've always been told, because I thought it was only the UK that did it, but it is other parts of the world too. But I thought it was just because of the school stuff. Like they didn't want like kids walking home in the dark or whatnot. So that's why they brought it forward. But I have no idea. I want them to get rid of it now.
Yeah, it doesn't. I feel like it's just a way. I feel like it's just routine now. People just normalize. We do that.
I feel like it's the government's way of just like keeping us in check a little bit.
We're trying to get a conspiracy. We're trying to get a conspiracy podcast. I like it.
So I'm hard corning that.
I've got a partial corn.
A partial corn, mate. You're soft corn.
Soft corn.
Hit me with yours then.
I'm going to smack you in the face with this one. What do you think about all-you-can-eat buffets?
Ooh. So you saying pepper or corn it, all-you-can-eat buffets? Yeah.
I love the idea of it. I don't know if you're the same. Well, I should know, really. We've been around each other a lot. I mean, we've also been in our fair share of all-you-can-eat buffets.
Not a lot. Do you
know there's of a Chinese...
Yeah, I was about to bring up that exact Chinese.
Yeah, and we went to a sushi one that they kicked us out the second time we turned up. We walked down the stairs and he went, no, out. And we were like, whoa.
Hey, I'm going to say all-you-can-eat buffet and all-you-can-eat sushi, to me, two completely different things.
all-you-can-eat sushi does seem soft.
No, I would hard pepper all-you-can-eat sushi. I don't like that much. Weirdly enough, being the big guy, I don't like buffets that much.
I'm the same. So I know our friend, the Bruce, hates buffet-based things because he doesn't like the idea of people like touching his food or even breathing on his food, which I get. Because I wouldn't eat like the appetizers you get on the top of the butchers, like like a bit of cheese or something.
Yeah,
it feels like I'm going to get ill. But
yeah.
Or you can eat Chinese sounds good until you're there, and then I have a plate of Chinese that is a bit suspect as far as how long it's been warmed, and people being near it. And I have one plate, and then I'm like, I'm happy.
Yeah,
I don't need any more. And then I'm like, why did I pay for the all you can eat? But the one thing I'd say is I like an all you can eat breakfast in a hotel.
Okay, again, I think I've had my fair share of them. I had one in Bristol a couple of weeks ago at the wedding.
Yeah.
It's below par. Like,
free one in Birmingham as well.
Get out of it. Yeah, that was okay because it was free, but still.
I think she thought it was our honeymoon as well, to be fair. So
I think so. How is the big man?
The big man, he's improving massively. He doesn't sound like he is right this second, but he is.
No, that sounds like proper Luke.
Yeah, he can go downstairs. So basically, he hurt his back. He had a walk, came back, and then was favouring his back. Basically, this time it was last Thursday. So a week ago now. He was favouring his back, like he just kind of sat weird, and I was like, "That's weird. He's not sitting normal." And then he went upstairs, and then he was kind of leaning against the wall, and I was like, "This isn't good." And then he couldn't walk very well. We took him to the vet, and boy, did he move around quickly in there. She nearly hit the ceiling. She was touching his back end. He was like giving it the like face and that, and then within maybe half a second, he had completely turned around. He was an inch away from her face, just smiling at her, and you just think, how quick? Like she didn't know what to do. But he's got some painkillers. And he's improving. He could go downstairs after a few days, but he can't jump up. He can't go upstairs, things like that. But today he started to run up the stairs and jump up. So it's the first time. And I think a lot of it was he didn't trust himself to do it.
I think, hey, it takes a while after an injury as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think his head's got to kind of trust his back.
Bless him. Yeah.
He would like an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Oh my God, would he?
He would devour an all-you-can-eat buffet. I like breakfast food, but I must admit, I can't go up for like seconds of the same thing. So I'll get like an all-you-can-eat English, for example, like sausages, eggs, mushrooms, that kind of thing. And then I would go get maybe like a cinnamon swirl. With the first one, I'd have some apple juice. Now I'd get like cinnamon swirl with some coffee. And then I'd go, do you know what? Do I want a pan au chocolat? Do you know what I mean? I would be saying that. I would say, je mange a pan au chocolat. And then, it was, and then at that point, I'd be thinking maybe some more juice. But I like the idea of having levels. So you can have like a fruit section, a bit hot food.
Yeah.
Whereas with big food, you can't do that. Like when it's like Chinese and that, and it all seems a bit.
Nah, that all you can eat Chinese that we were at was not the one that put me off. It put me off a little bit, and definitely I was put off. I'm put off breakfast buffets now, but I was going to say something. Oh yeah, on TikTok there is a buffet that I will 100% try one day, and it's in an old abandoned bank in London, and it's an all you can eat roast dinner and lobster bar.
That's such a weird mix.
Hey.
I'm really big at actually is lobster being the meat for my roasts.
Oh God!
So I'm just saying, maybe I'd like it. Toby Carvery is essentially that, isn't it?
Oh my God!
You just got to bring your own. You just got to bring your own lobster.
How dare you?
Yeah, I quite like it, Toby.
Nah, I don't mind, but no.
I'm gonna for all you can eat buffet. I'm gonna lightly pepper.
Lightly pepper. I'm gonna corn, not hard, but I'm gonna corn because I'll still have it now and again if it's the only thing. But I would much prefer not to now.
Yeah, quality over quantity a little bit as I've got older. Like when I was younger, I would definitely. I think of Cece's pizza place in Orlando. The idea of that when I was
all right, that might have been the straw. That might have been the straw.
I think it was mine as well. But when I was like 20, I would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat so much pizza," and I'd just eat it. Whereas as I've got older, I'm like, it doesn't look that clean. I'm worried I'm going to get ill. Like, so quality has definitely changed. Joe would definitely heavy pepper this, by the way. He loves anything.
Does he
his
love
appetite is ours combined.
He just. Do you want I think it was in college years. I used to have all you can eat Pizza Hut buffets quite a lot.
Yeah,
and we were trying to fit, like, there was competitions on how many slices of pizza we could get through. I think I got about 24 slices of pizza one day.
I think I get that because the pizza is the easier one, but I don't know why pizza fills me up so quick.
Well, it's mostly bread, isn't it?
It's just bread, but as far as the food, what is the thing you reckon you could do the best? I think sushi is probably the best, isn't it?
Yeah. I
the
think
amount you can eat in one sitting.
Yeah. An all-you-can-eat sushi place, yeah. But that's got its limitations after a while. That rice definitely gets
it gets you. There's always a couple. Hooters wings, if they didn't add celery or... I could get for a lot of that.
How many rounds?
I reckon I could hit close to 40 wings. I don't think, because I think we tried this on my stag do. I think I got like 32, and I started feeling sick because it was so like...
Yeah. God, that stag do... I swear 4 or 5 of us had 50 wings each.
Yeah, it was close. It was close. But I remember. I think you think in your head like, "Oh, 50 would be fine," and then when you start doing it, especially when you think of boneless wings, you forget it's like a third of a chicken breast just for carb. So really, you're getting for about like 9 chicken breasts. Whereas like chicken wings, the actual wings, people talk about having 50 in one sitting. It's a lot less meat, you know. So.
Yeah, it is. Hey, I from time to time on a Saturday night, if I like we said before, the air fryer, the infamous air fryer episode.
The huge infamous air fryer episode.
Yeah, the one that was sponsored by Ninja Air Fryers.
It was.
I get through about 20 wings, and that is actually quite tough by the end of it.
Oh, really? Yeah. Do you know what it is? I think you can tell if someone's a wing person by just how they eat them. Because I was watching a food blog thing the other day, and there was this skinny guy and then a bigger guy. But the bigger guy looked so comfortable in a wing. Like, he just looked so... And it was just like... Pro athlete. No wonder you could get through that. Because that looks so easy. As the other guy was eating it like me. I was like... and he's like making a mess, and it just looked wrong. It's because, you know, when people do that thing where they put the whole thing in and they slide it off, and
I can't do that. I can't.
Yeah, because the end bit has to fit in the end.
The cartilage, yeah.
Yeah, they're eating the cartilage. Like I'm eating around that, so I don't get that. Why would I pull it all?
And their bones are clean. I've tried, and I can't get my bone clean. All right.
I've heard that about you. That's the name of the episode. I can't get my bone clean. My God, that was we went down a rabbit hole there. I've said that.
We did. Hey, we were struggling. We were thinking that we potentially could struggle. We're like, this could be a 30-minute this week. Like, I don't know what's going on.
I can't even see how much time we've done.
It's nearly a 50-minute.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Do you want me to do the sign-off? Do you want me to do all the other cool stuff?
Yeah, I feel like you're getting to that elevation now where you get a little bit woozy. So
Yeah. I'm getting excited. I really want to plug stuff. If you aren't listening to this, go over and watch it. Well, if you aren't listening to it, you are already watching it. So therefore, go listen to it on iTunes and Spotify. 5-star review, the Peppercorn Boys. But the Peppercorn Boys are also on TikTok and YouTube. Get the visuals. Whole podcast on YouTube. We have clips over on TikTok. We're over 1,000 followers on YouTube. We want to get up to that 10K mark. So if you can, give us a follow on TikTok. But other than that, we want to see those downloads go up and start getting these clips out, because this is a good podcast. I think it's a very good podcast.
Hey, I think it is. Hey, we're just biding our time, you know. We're putting in those reps, and it will all come to fruition. I'm sure
it will. And this has been Millets and Cheddar.
Good things come. This has been the Millets and Cheddar podcast, and in about 5 years' time, there will be a chain of coffee.
Oh, we went way different. Damn. Yeah. There's a chain of rap-based coffee outlets.
called Millets and Cheddar. I'll be buying out Watson and Pratt's. That was my first thing. That's gone.
Oh, he just clicks it. Thanos over it. He's like, coffee shop's going, get out of there. You can actually tell how good a coffee place is based on their drip coffee.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
I tell you this. This is no slight on Costa Coffee. I've had one of their drip coffees. And it was worse than that mug that I made you in that cold one.
Shut up.
Yeah, honestly, I saw it and I was like, why don't I just get a drip coffee? Like, I'm looking for a black coffee. I got a drip coffee. It was like £1.20. And I was like, this is crazy. If this is good, this is the way to go. I drank a little bit and I went...
moved the whole screen then.
I kicked it. And I thought, that's wrong. I'll never do it again. I need to try Starbucks, but I'm sure it's the back end of a cow or something.
Starbucks cold brew is nice. I think I've had their filter coffee once, and it's just coffee in it. But I still don't.
I need one of your coffees. I haven't had one of your coffees in a while.
Yeah. You need my but I've never. Have you had one of my my V60s?
Is that a tire or is it a coffee?
It's a coffee. It's just a filter. You've had one of my AeroPresses, which is nice. Anyway, we're digressing. And I've used digressing on a podcast. Yes. But no, it's fine. Well, this has been fun. It's different. It's a Wednesday. I've got an extra day to edit this podcast as well, because Big Man's not working. He can put his feet up on Friday. But until then, mate, you, Scott.